How are you today? Today I'm going to show you how to make these earrings, and these earrings are made with Piggy Beads. They're very easy to make and you should be fine with just 30 minutes of time, because these take about 30 minutes to make. So let's start. So the materials you will need. You will need 8 Czech round beads, and I'm using these in zinc iris. You will need 8 Rounduo beads, and I'm using these in white. You will need some seed beads, and I'm using these in 11O. These are from Miyuki. You will need 16 Piggy Beads, and I'm using these Piggy Beads in alabaster Celsian. I hope I pronounced it right. You will need a pair of earhooks. You will need 2 6mm rings. You will need 2 rose montees, and I'm using this in 20SS. You will need a cutter, so this cutter is especially for wildfire. You will need a pair of pliers, and you will need wildfire in 0.06 inch, that is 0.50 millimeters, and we're going to use 1 size 10 pony needle. To start our work, we're going to thread our needle with about half an arm span of wildfire. Half an arm span is from the tips of your fingers to your other shoulder. That's about half an arm span. Thread your needle with this thread. Now we're going to start to make the middle part of these earrings. So we're going to start with picking up 4 Rounduo beads. So when you thread your needle, you're going to pick up 4 Rounduo beads. And slide them down. We're not going to make a knot, but we're going to reinforce these beads just by going through them again. So I'm going to take my needle and I'm going through all the beads one more time again, starting from the tail. You're going to leave about 3 inches of tail, so that we have something to hold on to it. We're also going to step up through the first Rounduo bead, so that's the bottom hole that we just went through of the first Rounduo bead, and pull. And it will look like this. Now we're going to pick up our rose montee. So what we're going to do, we're going to stick our needle in one side of the rose montee. As you can see, the rose montee has a cross on the back, and we're going to just stick it through one side of the cross. Like this, and slide it down. And now we're going into this Rounduo, and we're going from this side to this side, like this. And pull. And make sure that in this way your rose montee is in place. Like this. Now we're going to reinforce the rose montee. What we're going to do, we're going through the beads that many times that we have the rose montee secured from both Rounduo beads. So we're coming out of this Rounduo and we're going through the rose montee and pull. And we're going to continue to twist and turn our work so that we can find the right angle. Now we're going through the right side again. So we're going through the right Rounduo bead and pull. Now we're going to look at our rose montee, and as you can see, we've already came out of this side. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go through the rose montee again, like this, and pull. And when we're at the other side, we can see that the thread comes out of this side. So now we're going through the other side, so through the right, and pull. And now, as you can see, if you look closely to your work, you can see that the side of the thread is coming out towards this side. So we're going through the rose monty to the other side, and in this way we also secured this side. And turn your work around. Now you can see that we're coming out of this side. So we're going through the other side now. So through the other Rounduo. So that's the left side. And pull. And now we need to go through the rose monty. And pull. Now you're going to see if you have your work secured on all sides. I now have 2 threads coming out of my rose monty on all sides. If you make a mistake and you go in the other direction so that you don't have 1 thread from the Rounduo and 1 thread from the other Rounduo, it doesn't matter. As long as you went through the rose monty 2 times on all sides, it is secure. Now we're going to step up to start our next row. So what we're going to do, we're coming out of this side where our rose monty is, and we're going through the bottom hole of the next Rounduo bead, like this, and pull. And now we're going through the next top hole of the next Rounduo bead. So that will be this top hole, and pull. And now we're ready to start our next round. For our next round, we're going to add the picky beads and the seed beads in between the picky beads. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick up 1 picky bead, and if you've never seen a picky bead before, it's a round bead with a small cup in the middle. So it's a little dents in the middle, and it has 1 hole right through the middle and 1 hole on the side. A picky bead has a front and a back. So the back is round and the front, so the inner part of the bead, is hollow. What we're going to do, we're going to make sure that the picky bead lays against our Rounduo bead. So we want them to lay like this. So the white part goes against the Rounduo bead, and the brown part, in this case, because that's the color that we're using, is going on the outside. We're going to pick up our needle, and we're going through the inner side, so the white side in this case, of the picky bead. And we're going through the bottom hole, so not the middle hole, but the bottom hole, and slide it down. And in this way you can see that the bead lays against the Rounduo bead. We're going to pick up 1/11 seed bead and slide it down. And then we're ready to pick up another picky bead. We want the white part against the Rounduo, so this time we're going to stick it from the back part. So we're not going through the middle seed bead, the middle hole on the picky bead, but we're going through the bottom hole of the picky. So from the back side, this is the side that is not hollow. And we're going to slide it down. And now we're going through the next top hole of the next Rounduo bead and pull. In this way the beads will lay against the Rounduo beads like this. Now you're going to repeat this step 3 more times until we're coming out of this Rounduo bead again. When you added all the beads, it will look like this. As you can see on the earring I already made, this is the foundation where the Czech beads come in between, so the 6mm beads. What we're going to do now, we're going to pick up our work, and we're going through the first bottom hole of the picky bead and through the seed bead and pull. and we're going through the next bottom hole of the next picky bead and pull. Now we're going to make a turn in the beads. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn our picky bead to the inside and we're going to stick our needle in the picky bead in the second hole. So that's the middle hole of the picky bead and pull. Make this a gentle tug. So give it a gentle tug and make sure that it is tight enough. It is still a little shaky and that is because we need to fill the holes in the picky beads up. So don't worry about that. Now we're going to pick up 3 seed beads. So these are 3 11/0 seed beads. In this way we're going to start a round. So that are the next 3 seed beads and then we're going to add 1 Czech bead. So pick up 3 seed beads and go through the next middle hole of the next picky bead and pull. And it looks like this. And now you can see that we have reached the inner side of the picky beads. We're going to pick up 1 6mm Czech bead and we're going through the next second hole of the next picky bead and pull. Like this. Now we're going to do this all around. So where you have a seed bead in between the picky beads, you're going to add 3 seed beads, and where you have nothing or the Rounduo bead in between the picky beads, you're going to add 1 6mm Czech bead. So you're going to do that all around until you reach this point again, so the point that we started from, and then I'm coming back to you. Now I've added my round of 3 seed beads and the Czech beads and I'm coming out of the picky bead. As you can see, our work really starts to get its shape. What we're going to do now, we're going to add the points here on the seed beads and we're going to add the loop. So what we're going to do first, we're going to start with the loops, with the points. And what we're going to do is we're going to step up through the first seed bead. We're going to pick up 3 seed beads. And then we're going through the next seed bead, the second hole of the picky bead, the Czech bead and the second hole of the picky bead. And you need to wiggle this around a little bit, because it can be a little bit difficult. And I'm also going through the last seed bead. You need to wiggle this around a little bit because you need to go through all the beads at one time, as you cannot go through only the Czech bead. When you pull, you will see you will get your point here. So the point on your work on the side. I'm going to show you this one more time again. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads and I'm coming out of that first seed bead next to the picky bead here. I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads and I'm going through the next seed bead, the next picky bead, the next Czech bead, the next picky bead and the next seed bead. As you can see, when I'm doing that, I'm twisting my work because I find that easier. Now when I pull, I get a spike, or it can lay flat. When you have it that it lays flat, you're going to just pop the middle seed bead above, and then if you pull, you will get the same point again here. You're going to do that 2 more times, and then I'm coming back to you. As you can see, I added my last point and I'm coming out of the seed bead that is next to the next picky bead. We're going to now step up through the next 2 seed beads to reach the edge of the point and pull. I'm going to show you on this earring. We're now going to make the loop on the top. So that is the end of our work. We're going to pick up 8 seed beads. And always see if you have enough. Slide them down your thread. And now we're going through that top seed bead in the opposite direction as we're coming out of. So we're coming out of this side and we're going through this side and pull. Now we need to make the points at the loop. I'm going to show you. As you can see, the points here stick out, and we're going to do that on this loop also. We're going through the next 2 seed beads of the loop and pull. Pick up 1 seed bead, go through the next 2 seed beads and pull. We're going to do that 2 more times now. So we're going to pick up 1 seed bead and we're going through the next 2 seed beads and pull. We're going to pick up 1 seed bead and we're going through the next 2 seed beads and the middle seed bead that is there and pull. And now your loop looks like this. I'm going to turn my work around because I think that works better. So I'm going to turn it around and my thread is now coming out of this side. So from the middle seed bead towards this side. I'm going through the next 2 seed beads and pull. And now I'm going to follow the round that we did when we were adding the spokes. So what we're going to do, I'm going through the picky bead and through the Czech or the Czech bead through the next picky bead, and as I said, you will need to wiggle this a little so that you have it right in front of the hole. And I'm going through the next seed bead that is next to that picky bead and pull. Now we're going up through the next 2 seed beads, so the seed beads we added as the at last, so the last row. And we're going through the next seed bead, so that's 1 seed bead. And then again I'm going through the seed bead, the picky bead, the Czech bead, and through as many seed beads as I can on the other side and pull. Now the goal that we're having here is that we're coming from this side and we're going all the way through the outer side until we reached about here. So again in the middle seed bead. If you went through the previous seed bead before that, it's also okay, but I'm aiming at the middle seed bead here. When you went through all those seed beads, you're going to cut your thread. So I'm going through all the seed beads now and through all the picky beads and the Czech beads until I reach this middle point, and then I'm coming back to you. As you can see, I ended now in the middle thread. I'm going to take my cutter and I'm going to clip off my thread there. I'm going to hold it tight, I'm going to place the clipper in front and then snap it. You don't even have to clip it all the way because the blades are so sharp of this that your thread will just break on them. And I'm going to do the same with our tail because this is now secure and it's not going anywhere. Because we added the rose montee and we went through the Rounduo bead so many times that I'm not afraid that when we clip this off we have any trouble that our work will fall apart. And there we have our component. Now the last thing that we need to do is add our ear hook and our 6mm ring. I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to open my ring like this. I'm going to stick it in the loop. Sorry. I'm going to take my ear hook and I have the loop facing the wire. I'm going to stick it in and I'm going to close up my earring. And it will look like this. Now the only thing that you need to do is make the second one and then you're all ready to wear these. So I really hope you like this project. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this project. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, and I'll see you next time. Bye, have a nice day.